So, so in this session, like we'll try to cover the filters. Okay. So,
Right.
so to cover these filters, just let me go through a sample superstore data set. So most of the time, right? So for example, when you go to when you go to practice, so when you go to data, new data source, you will be seeing the sample superstore data set. So when I just click on this data set, Tableau is directly connected to this data source. So Tableau in the back end, we have three tables for this sample superstore data set. So just if you want to know those tables, right, simply click on this data source option. So you see this data source contains orders, people, and returns.
Right.
So let me explain about these tables first, and after that we'll take this data set. So let me
Got
take Excel. So first let me take orders data set, orders table, orders, just give a second. Just making. So what is this orders table about? Is like, for example, assume that we have a customer name. So like, let me say simply customer name, and we have it. So assume that I'm a customer one. So what I will do is I'll go to Amazon application, and I will order some products. So let's assume that in a particular order date. So we have an order date, which is one more column. So which is the order date. So for example, for now on January 2023, I bought some product. I don't know which is the product name. Just for now, assume that I, I bought one product which is called product one. So what's the sales amount of this product is like 100 rupees. And so for example, I'm the person, customer one bought product one on a particular date from the Amazon website for a rupees of 100. So out of this 100, the Amazon is earning a profit of rupees 20. Assume that out of this 100 rupees, Amazon is earning a profit of 20 rupees. So all and we have few more details about this customer actually. So Amazon is storing some more information about this customer, like he Amazon is trying to store this person is from which region. Okay, so like this, like that, we have some more columns regarding this particular customer. So assume that we have a same customer, like on a
different
January,
order.
yeah, on January 2nd. Assume that on January 2nd, 2023, he purchased one more product, maybe same date or maybe a different date. He bought one more product which is costing about 200 rupees. Like out of this 200, Amazon made a profit of like 100 only. Assume that this person maybe this time he shifted his location and he's staying in this time, like he's staying in the west region. So product one, he purchased it from like east region, product two is from like maybe west region. So like that we have a details about all the customers who is buying the products from the Amazon sample superstore, and Amazon is earning a profit of like a random profit I'm taking here, like that. So this orders table contains all these details. And one more important thing I just forgot here, like we have order date, sorry, order ID. So whenever I made a order, right, so Amazon is going to in real time also, when you bought any product from any application, so first you will be seeing order ID of that particular product. So assume that I ordered this product on 2023. So maybe assume that 2023 order ID is 2023, and at the last assume that 00A like that. So I'm just taking some random numbers for here also, just like it is a order B for it is different, and for this person also it will be different. So like we have some order IDs also here. So this is about orders table. And we have one more table which is called returns table. Returns table. So this return table contains only two columns. One is the order ID column, and one more column which is called return. Okay, return. So assume that I am the person, I made a purchase of one product P1 with order ID this one. So after some time I thought that this product is not working well. So what I thought is I want to return this product again to the Amazon only. So whatever the products that customers are returning to the Amazon, all those order IDs will be stored in the returns table. So as of now, assume that only this particular order ID has returned to the Amazon sample superstore. And in the returns column, it is simply saying returned means it is simply saying yes, like that. So like that details will be hanging. And of course, in the returned column, it is showing always yes, yes, yes only. Okay. Why? Because
Okay.
as this table is about returns table, it is always shows the return information only, not the orders information. So we have in this table we have orders data and the returns data also. Like we have particularly orders data only, and when come to returns table, it is showing about returns, returned order IDs. And we have one more table. Assume that we have so many orders in real time. I don't want to go into that. And we have one more table here, which is called people's table. People table. In the people table, what I have is I have two columns, a region column and manager column. So we know already, like for example, if you take Amazon for India, some CEO will be there. Maybe at India level, there is one manager will be there. When you go to US for the same Amazon company, there will be one more managers will be there. So like that, for each region we have one manager, like A, person A is there. Like for each region we have one more manager like B. Like that, we have region-wise manager information in this table. So orders, returns, and people's table. So you see here, orders table is the only fact table. So
Yeah.
we discussed already. Fact means it contains a numeric measures actually. If I go to returns table, it does not contain any fact information. It contains only dimensions only, so it is called a dimension table. Similarly, if I go for people's table, it also contains only dimensions only, so it is also called a
Sure.
dimension table. Now I'm just saving this information here. So that is about this sample superstore data, orders, returns, and people's table. And one more information I want to tell. For example, what is the total sales is like 100 plus 200 plus 100. It is about 400. Total orders is 400, but originally if I go to returns table, this order has been returned. That means this will not come into the profit or something like that. It is not coming into the sales information like that. It is
Yes.
order. Why? Because it is returned actually. So this is about this information. Now just let me so here they are using relationships here, but I don't want to use the relationships here. So what I will do is I'll just remove this people table here, remove people's table. And you see, if you go to the returns table, you see return table contains only returned, yes or no, yes, only returns column it is showing. Why? Because they have hidden some fields here. So what I will do, I want to unhide that field. Maybe let me go to the cells here. Just go to the, just select the sample superstore dataset here. Just right click and simply show hidden fields. Now if I go to the data source page, I can see hidden columns also. In real time, we will be sometimes we will hide some fields actually in the real time. Why? Because I am not using this return field in the dashboard designing or in the sheet designing, in the sheets anywhere. So if I hide this field in real time, the data size is going to be reduced actually. So what the Tableau will do is when the dashboard is loading, right, then Tableau will not look into these hidden fields. In that way, it will perform better. So because of that reason, we'll hide the fields in real time. What are the fields we are not using in the sheets, we'll hide all those fields. Okay. So
Okay,
just how
that's
to
after creating the data source, right, Venkat? So first, if it's a
no,
SQL left,
sorry, not
yeah.
after creating the data source. Customer is asking me to create 10 dates, 10 dashboards. After creating all the dashboards, then only I will come to know which field I am not using in the all these 10 dashboards. So after designing all the dashboards, while publishing it to the server, or while we are exposing this dashboard to the production server, then while publishing, we'll simply come to this drop down and we'll simply click on the hide all unused fields. Now at that time, after the designing of all the dashboards, then only we have to do this option. Why? Because we don't know, we have designed 5 dashboards, and while designing 6 dashboard, we don't know the user will interact in between, and he will say, I want to include this field also in the dashboard, in the sheets. So we don't know which fields we will use till we complete all the requirements of 10 dashboard design. So after designing all the dashboards, we'll use this option, hide all unused fields. So it will improve the performance in real time. We will be using this option actually most
Oh,
of the time.
great. And we hide all unused fields will directly just like hide all the unused fields. Like we don't need to pick and choose from then on, right?
No, no need. It will
Oh,
automatically hidden when you click on this option. Those will be hidden automatically. Yeah. If you want to see those fields again, right, you can simply click on this show hidden fields option. Sometimes, right, if you are new to the project, there are some dashboards already designed, and you have to work on the dashboard from that time onwards. So when you go to the database, in the table, you will see customer ID column. But when you come to the dashboard, you don't see that customer ID column. That means first you have to unhide those fields and then check that field is appearing or not. Still that field also not appearing there, then there is a problem with the database like that.
got it.
Okay, now I'm just removing. So now I can see returns table column also here. Now I am to remove this returns column. So I can see orders, people, and returns tables here. So instead of using relationships, I want to tell you about. I will tell you entire these things about using joins only. Now, when you connect to the CSV files or Excel files, right, file type databases, then we are going to see one more option here, which is called use data interpreter. So when you check this option, right, what the Tableau will do is Tableau will go to this Excel data source, which is Excel file. It will try to identify null columns or null rows. So for example, assume that this is the table which is created in the Excel. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, sometimes what we will do is in the Excel files, right, the users will enter the data randomly from some different columns. Also, they will enter the data from random rows. So like this. In this case,
Right.
column B are null values and row one also a null value. So if you want to remove these columns uh, after connecting to the Tableau, right, then we have to simply click on the use data interpreter. So this use data interpreter option will automatically remove the null columns and null rows. If the entire row is null, then only it will remove those rows. If the entire column is null, then only it will remove that particular column. Otherwise, it won't remove.
Got
Now, just drag the order table here. Now, just click on the open option. Now, for this orders table, I'm just joining my returns table. Now, you see, I'm just joining these two tables based on the order ID, which is a common column between these two tables. Why? Because if I go to my Excel file, so what written information is contained in this returns table. So that is return order ID. So based on the order ID only, these two tables are identified. So if I want to identify this order ID is returned or not, I simply go to this returns table and look for that order ID is there. So if you want to know all the order IDs which are not returned or not, then I have to link these two tables based on the return ID. So you see, and this time I want to go for left join here actually. Why I want to go for left join means, what is the meaning of left join means it will give all the records from the left table and corresponding records only from the right table and common records only from the right table. So in this case, I want all the records from the left table actually. Why? Because the left table contains more orders, so, all the orders actually. But the returns table contains only one order only for this particular case. So why? Because only one order is returned actually. So the returns table contains only few information only. Why? Returns information it contains, but orders table contains order information, all the order IDs information. So I want to pull all these orders into the Tableau actually. So I am taking this orders table as a left table. In general, in real time, we will be taking the fact table as a left table, and based on the requirement we will be trying to join all the dimension tables to this orders table like fact table. So for example, I want written information into the Tableau, so then only I will go for this returns table. Now I don't want the information about manager and region, so I don't use this returns people's table. Why? Because people table contains manager information. So if your user is asking to design a dashboard which shows customer manager information also, right? Then only we will pull this manager information. Then only we will pull this dimension table which contains manager information. Otherwise we don't use this table in real time. Okay? For now I'm using this table also. I'm going for the left join again because I want to pull all the data from the left table which is from fact table, and these two tables are joined based on the region id, region column. Assume that sometime I want to join this people table. As of now, I'm joining the people table with this orders table. But sometimes there are situations I want to join this people's table with this returns table actually, not with the orders table. Then what I will simply go to this drop down, and we have left table here and we have right table information here. So simply click on the left table drop down. Here you can see all the tables which you are using in this joining. So I have this orders table here, and if you come down here, right, I can see returns table also, which is this returns table. I want to join this people table with returns table, right? So I will pick a column from this returns table so that this table will be automatically joined with this returns table. So for instance, just click on this drop down, just click on from the returns table, simply select any column here. So just give me a second. From this returns table, just select order ready here. Now you see automatically this people table is joined with this returns table. So in real time, sometimes uh, we will be using more than two column, more than two tables, three tables, 10 table also sometime in real time. In that case, if you want to join a particular table with this particular table, right, then we have to follow this approach actually. Now you see I joined all these three tables and just click on this cross symbol. Now just let me go into the sheet 12. Okay. Now in general, most of the time, real time, just right click on the data source and just click on the extract the data. Just extract the data. It will trying to ask you to show in the local system. Just click on yes. So okay. Okay, it is not working for now, so it is not important for us now. So let me come to the our requirement. So I have connected to three tables: orders table. You can see all these details: orders table, people's table, and returns table. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of filters? So I want to design a sheet here. Uh, I want my CEO is asking that what is the total region-wise sales. So I'll pull the region. I'll pull the region column into rows here, and sales column into the text here. So which is giving you the aggregation of total sales, like sum of sales by each region. So you see, as we discussed right in the Excel sheet, it may from the same region, each region we have so many rows in the database, but whenever you drag all the fields into the Tableau, it will be automatically, the data will be automatically aggregated. Because of that reason, even though I have multiple columns with same each region, when I come to Tableau, right, it will show only one row for each region. Why? Because these cells are automatically aggregated. All the rows are aggregated to a single row to the east region with sum of sales by summing the all the rows. Okay. Okay. Now Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a break of 1 minute. We'll back in a minute. Just give me a second. Okay. So, okay. So I have designed a sheet 12 here. So now what is the meaning of filtering? So in this sheet, I'm showing the region wise total sales. But my user is asking me, okay, Venkat, I don't want to see all the region information initially. I don't want to see all this information at a time. I should have a control to select these regions. So for example, initially he want to see only central region data only, like that. So he don't want to, he's asking me that I don't want to see all the region information initially. So I want to see only central region data only in the sheet. Now what I will do is, so the requirement is I want to show only central region here. Now this central region is coming from which field means region field. So what I will do, there are multiple methods to show this, to achieve this requirement. So the simplest method is that I'll search for the region here. So I'll simply drag this region into the filter shelf. So it is called filters. So if you want to display all the information in the sheet, right, then no need to go for any filters. But if you want to show only part of the information which is coming from the database, right, then we have to go for the filter option here. So simply drag the region into the filter here. Now a window will be opened here. I can see a window here. So in this window, I can see general option, wildcard, condition, and top options. So today we'll try to cover general and wildcard options. And presently we are in the general option. So in the general option also, I can see three options. Select from list. That means whatever the list I can see, right? From this list, I can select any one of the region. And we have custom value list and we have use all option. Now, at the bottom, I can see summary here. In the summary, I can see field here. The field name is region, so I can see the same here. Selection 4 of 4 values. Selection 4 of 4 means I have selected all the 4 regions here. So that is because of it is selected 4 regions out of 4 regions, like that. Now you see here, I haven't applied any wildcard option, wildcard condition here. So under wildcard, I can see all here. All means we have not applied any wildcard conditions. Condition, we have one more option here. So condition also, I have not applied anything. So I can see here none. Limit means top option. The top option also, I have not applied any top option here. So it is showing none here. Okay. So here we have two more buttons here, all button and none button here, and we have exclude button. So when you click on the all, right, all the regions will be selected. When you click on the none button, all the regions will be unselected. So what is my what? So now what I can do is I can simply select the central region only. Now when you select only central region, we have selected one region. So I can see here under selection, selected one region out of 4 regions, like that. So I can simply click on apply button. Simply click on OK. Now you see, I can now the sheet is showing only central region, central data only. Okay. So this is called a filtering here. Now, yeah, sorry, any question?
Sorry, Venkat. So is this like a sheet level filter that we just applied?
Correct. Sheet level filter.
So if I wanted to add more regions, like, will I be able to do it after applying this, or
Yeah, yeah. Let me cover it actually. Yeah,
sorry? Okay.
yeah, we can do that. So, so this is called a this is called general filter. Now, now, if I go to this filters, right? So we have two types of filters, two more types of filters, which is called normal filters and quick filters. So what is the meaning of normal filter? So whatever Till now I have applied that region filter, right? That is a normal filter. These normal filters are not available to the user. For example, I have applied this normal filter and I publish the dashboard or this sheet to the Tableau server so that user can see only central region data only in the sheet. If the user want to select other regions, right, he cannot select the other regions. Why? Because we are using the normal filters in the filter shelf only. We are not providing this filter to the user actually. When we provide this filter to the user, right, then the user can select the regions at the runtime actually. Okay, so those filters are called quick filters. So as of now we have applied normal filter. Normal filter means simply drag the any region into the filter shell and select whatever the regions you want to show. Now this filter is not available to the user, but my user requirement is I want to see this filter so that he can select whatever the regions he want to select when he open the dashboard. So for that, what I will do is I'll simply click on this drop down, simply click on the show filter option. When I click on that option, right, now I can see that filter in the right side of this sheet. Now when I go to the presentation mode, right, when you publish this sheet or dashboard to the user, right, then this filter is available to the user like this. If you don't if you don't use that show filter option, right, then this filter is not available to the user, so that this sheet will always show the central region data only. Now when we click on the show filter option, this is called quick filter. What is the meaning of quick filter? Means we are providing the filter to the user using show filter option. Okay, by using this show filter option, we are providing this filter to the user so that user can change or user can select whatever the region he want to select, he want to see using this quick filter. Okay. Now you see, using this quick filter, user can select whatever the regions he want. For example, he can select central and east, south, west. So he can select whatever the regions he want to see. But the user initial requirement is he want to see the central region data only. So what I will do, while applying the filter, I will select only central only, and I will publish this dashboard to the server so that when the user open this dashboard, he can see only central region only. Later, based on his interest, he can select any region whatever he wants, he want to apply, he want to select, he want to see. So okay. Now we will see some few more options. If you want to change, for example, later the user is asking me that when I open the dashboard, I want to see central and east region. Then what we do, we have to download the dashboard from the server, and we have to come to this sheet. Just click on the edit filter option. Just select east region also, and just and publish it again to the server so that when the user open this dashboard, he can see central and east region data. Later, he can select whatever the region he want to see using these filter options. For example, the user is selecting some filters here, right? Some regions, right, in the dashboard itself. These changes will not be applied in the dashboard. He can simply select and see in the dashboard itself. He cannot do any changes to the original dashboard. Okay, so don't want to confuse. So I can simply select central here and I'll publish it to the server. So user will see only central region data initially. Later he can change the or he can select the other regions by using this region filter. Okay, now we'll see few more options. So for
Venkat,
example,
can I ask one question? Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
So I always seem to get confused with this. That's why I'm just using this opportunity. This filtering, right? So imagine if you had like another pie chart or something here, right?
Hmm.
And if the user selects like instead of central, selects south, and the pie chart is showing all the regions sales at the same time, that pie chart also will get filtered, or the pie chart won't, only this text table will get filtered.
So you are saying that we have two sheets are there in the dashboard, like
No,
text.
in one sheet there are two visuals. So one is like
Okay,
a text
okay.
table and the
Yeah.
other, yeah, like that.
No, we don't have, we can't have that type of in a single sheet. We cannot design that type of thing. So if you want to show two visuals, right? So
Right.
in sheet 12 I can create this text table, and in sheet 13 I can create one more pie chart actually. but
Okay, got it.
but this filter is applicable only for this sheet only, not for the
Okay,
sheet 13,
okay.
not the other sheets. So okay, let me cover that also.
Okay, I understand it completely now. So a one visual per sheet only is allowed anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it, got it.
We may have that type of thing based on the requirement, but most of the time we can design only one visual for one sheet only.
Okay, okay.
If the user want to see multiple visuals, then we'll design a different sheets and we'll put all the sheets in a dashboard together.
Got it.
Okay. Now I'll go to this edit filter. We'll see some more options here. So we have one more option here, which is called exclude option. So I have selected central here, and when I click on the exclude option, right, you see the selected region is automatically, you can see a line in between the center. That means whatever the region you will select, that will be excluded from the sheet, and it will show the remaining regions actually in the sheet. So just click on apply here. Now you see, except the selected one, all the regions will be shown in the sheet. So that is the meaning of exclude option. Now you see a there is change in the filter here. Whatever you select, right, that will be crossed here. Those two will be excluded from the sheet actually. Okay. Now just go to
Okay,
edit
got it.
filter here. So I want to, in real time, right, I want to achieve the same thing with the help of calculation fields also. Sometimes we have to go for the calculation fields also. Now just to show that, right, I'm going to the sheet 13 here. Now just drag the region into the rows and drag the cells into the text here. I can achieve the same thing with the help of calculation fields also. Let me create a calculation field here. So in the calculation field, I want to filter the sheet based on the calculation region, right? So you can select a region here, which is a dimension which is coming from the database, or it is a database, or it is a field, right? So all the fields will be appear in the red color actually. Okay, fields will be appearing in the red color, and equal to, you can use with single quote or double quote here. I want to see only each region only in the sheet. So I can simply write here each region. So it is a true false calculation. Whenever you are using equal to symbol, greater than symbol, less than symbol, right? That is a true false calculation. That means whenever this condition is satisfied, then Tableau will, this calculation field will generate true. Otherwise, it will generate false. Okay. So this is a calculation one. Simply click on OK here. Now, when you search for calculation one, I can see the symbol true false symbol. Now, this is when I drag this into the row shelf here, you can see here, whenever the condition is true, whatever we have written in the calculation field, if that condition is satisfying, then only it is showing true here. For the remaining cases, it is showing false. Okay. Now, once you create the calculation field in Tableau, right, you can use that calculation field in the row shelf, column shelf, filter shelf, or color shelf also, or text size. Wherever you want, you can use that filter based on the requirement. My requirement is I want to filter the data, so I'll drag this into the filter shelf. It will show it will show only two values here, true value, false value. I want to show only true values only here. That is, I want to show each region only. Simply click on apply. It will show each region only. In some cases, right, apart from each region, I want to select all the regions. I want to show all the regions. In that case, what I will do is, instead of going for false option, what I will do, I'll select true here. I'll simply click on the exclude option and simply click on the OK here. Now, apart from the east region, it will show all the regions which are producing the false here. Why we have to go for this option in real time? You see, for example, without going for exclude option, if I simply select false here and simply click on the apply here, right, still I can achieve the same requirement here. But what is the need of going selecting true here and selecting exclude here, which is giving the same result? Why? Because assume that in future assume that in future there are some more regions are adding to the database. For example, assume that in addition to the central, south, and west regions, assume that in future US region is coming, Canada region is coming, like that. So if you don't know in future what are the regions are coming, and you want to show that regions also in the sheet apart from east region, you want to exclude only this east region only. In this case, I'll go for this true and exclude option. In this case, right, what will happen means whatever the regions which are coming in the future, those will be also shown in the dashboard. For example, if you select false here, right, and just click on OK, it will show central, south, and east regions only. In the future, it will not show the maybe other regions. So because of that reason, we have to apply this trick actually in real time. Okay, now just let me go for true here. Just click on OK, which is showing only each region in the sheet. Okay, now what I will do, I'll go to my calculation here. Just edit the calculation. Now user is asking me that show the west region also. So now what I will do, I'll apply my R condition here. So now the same region. So first we have done a region equal to east here. Now I want to show the west region also, right? So simply click on region equal to now west. Now what it will do is whether it is a R condition, right? As it is a R condition, it will show east region and it will show the west region also, because whether it is a R condition. So first condition is satisfied, right? So Tableau will give you the output based on this first condition. As we are using R statement here, Tableau will give you the output based on, Tableau will show the result based on this condition also. Okay, now just simply click on apply here. In the sheet, I can see east and west both here. So you see, for example, if I want to show one more here, I have to write one more R condition here, and I have to copy this here. And for example, I want to select like, for example, central. So you see, if I want to show three regions, I have to go for three R conditions. Okay. So this is the situation before 2021 version or 2021 version. But after 2020 version, they have introduced one more feature, one more function, which is called in function. So using this in function, what I can do is instead of using equal to symbol, I can use in condition here, in function here, and within the brackets, I can write whatever the regions I want to show. So which is equal to the where class in the, like, just let me write here west. So now what it will do is if these two regions are available in this region field, then it will show all these regions using the in function here. So just simply click on apply. Now you see I can see the same result here. Okay, so if you want to show the multiple regions, right, then I can go for in function. This in function is introduced in the 2022 version or greater than 2022 version, I think, or 2021 version. So if you want to see all those type of features which are introduced in which version, right, I can go for Tableau revision history. I can see um, sorry, all the functions, all the versions and corresponding features introduced. So here I have written only important features they have introduced, which are helpful for development purpose only. Okay. Okay. Now we have seen one more option, right? Exclude option, right? For example, I don't want to see only each region. So I want to exclude all the regions, right? I can use this NOR condition, not equal to condition. So I can write this condition like this also. Equal to means it will show only this east region only. If I write, if you want to make it not equal, right, I can use shift keyword one here. So this is not equal to symbol. So I can use this not equal to symbol, or I can go for this not equal to symbol. Both are same actually. Just click on apply. So except each region, it will show all the regions. Okay, like that. So you can go for either in condition, in function, like that. You can go anything here. So Okay, we have seen this, and let me see what are the options we have. Okay, I'm going to the sheet 12 here. So this is the thing we have just seen using options and calculation fields, right? In calculation fields, most of the time I'm using the true false calculations only here. Okay. Now let me tell you one more thing here. Let me tell you one more thing here. So I have a region which is showing all the regions here. So sales, when you drag the sales, this sales is the direct field which is coming from the database. So when you use this field sales into the text here, right? This sales will be shown for all the regions. Now I want to show the sales only for each region only. I want to show the sales. Then what I will do is we have written calculation one, right? So this is the true false calculation. I'll copy the same condition here into a one more calculation. I'll use the if statement here. So in the if statement, what I can do here is I can write my condition here, and after condition using then statement, what is the output you want to see? Okay, if this condition is satisfying, right, then I want to see the sales in the output. Okay, so for example, when the region is equal to each, then only I want to see the sales. Okay, just click on apply. So this is a calculation tool. Just double click on it. Now you see whenever this condition is satisfying, then only it is showing the sales here. Otherwise, it is not showing the sales here. Whenever you write west here, see for example, it is not a case sensitive. So Tableau is not a case sensitive. This case sensitive also introduced from the 2021 version, I think. Before 2021 version, it is case sensitive. But from this 2021 version, it is not a case sensitive. Whether you give capital letters or small letters, it will still consider that one. So for example, when I write West here, all are in capital letters, but in the sheet I can see all are, one is capital and others are small letters. You see, just click on apply. You see, still Tableau is showing sales here for the West region. So irrespective of the, as it is a case sensitive, you can write either small letter, capital letter, combination of small letters and capital letters like that. Okay. Now we have direct option also here to filter the data, but why we have to go for these calculation fields in real time? What is the need of going this for calculation field? As we know already, calculation fields will reduce the performance. But still, why we are going for these calculation fields? Okay, so there are some cases we have to go for these calculation fields. So, for example, assume that when the region is west, then only I want to show sales. Else, I want to show profit actually. Or else I want to show some random value like 2 lakhs, like 200. You see, now also calculation field is valid here. Just click on apply. You see, when the region is east or west, then only it is showing sales here. Else it is showing 200 here. But in the sheet, I am not seeing the 200 here, right? Why? Because this is the row level calculation. So it is also a very, very important concept in the Tableau here. Row level calculation means for each row, wherever we have central, right? For each row, it will show 200. Later, it will do the summation of all those rows, which is summing up to 5 lakh 400. For example, if I go for the row level data here, if I go to full data here, you see, wherever we have central, the calculation 2 is producing 200 only, wherever we have central. But in the sheet, we are aggregating, right? Because of that reason, we are doing the summation of all these rows. Okay, like that. For east also, east is coming in 100 rows, right? For example, it is doing the summation of all the 100 rows, like 100 into 200, like that. It is giving the value here. Okay, so in real time, it is very important for us to assume that it is producing row level it is a row level calculation or it is an aggregated calculation we have to identify. For example, assume that same thing I am writing one more time here in one more calculation. But this time here I'm using sum of sales. This time I'm using sum of sales here. Now, as we are using sum, right, it also should be aggregated. Okay. So you see, if I don't use sum here, okay. Okay, let me cover it a bit later. Actually, why? Because it will take bit time here. Let me take I will cover it a bit later. Okay.
Okay.
Because you may lose interest if I go in depth actually. So let me cover basics and
I
come
was actually
complete.
going to ask you the same question. Like, is it possible to just supply us like an aggregate count instead of just like assuming 200 and hoping that like the calculation will end up at a certain level?
Yeah. So let me tell you that one. Duplicate this. Okay. Let me cover this here itself. Okay. So we are creating one more calculation here. Three. Okay. What is your requirement is when the region is west, then you want to say total sales like 10 lakhs here. But whenever the apart from the west region, I want to show 200 only. Not is the summation of all the rows. Then
Yes,
what I
200 as the sum of all the sales.
so what I will do is I have to write like this. The summation of all the rows here, like sum of sales. Now it is showing one more error here. The calculation is showing one more error here, which is a very common error in the real time and a very important thing to remember. When you go for this drop down here, you see cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregated comparisons. That means in the first condition, we are providing aggregated calculation as output here. But in the second condition, I am not providing the aggregation calculation. So what is the thing here is entire calculation should be aggregated or entire calculation should not be aggregated. So what I will do to satisfy this condition, what I will do here is you see region equal to west. This is not a aggregated one. So what I will do here is for this region, right? This is the database field. So for database fields only, I can provide aggregation. So like ATTR, I can write here. Now you see the calculation is valid here. So if you want to aggregate, right, we have to aggregate all the fields. We have to aggregate all the fields in the calculation. Then only the
Okay.
calculation will be valid. If you want to remove the aggregation, like for example, if you remove sum here, now it will show the same error again. Why? Because we have to aggregate all the fields or we have to non-aggregate all the fields. Only one thing only we have to follow. Okay. Now you see this is a calculation which is valid. Just simply click on apply here. Simply click on the double click the calculation tree. Now you see
Perfect.
as this is a calculated field which is aggregated, what this calculation will do? What is the aggregation calculation will do means it will give the sum of sales for this region and for the remaining regions it will assume that this is the aggregated value and it will show the same value in the sheet. So this entire calculation now will work at a aggregated level. Aggregation means we have already keep on telling from the first class itself that whatever the data we are showing in the sheet, that is by default aggregated one. By default aggregated one. If you write any calculation which is aggregated, by default this calculation will be applicable at this sheet level. Okay? Or if you are feeling this bit is difficult to understand, no problem. In the future class, in the coming classes, we'll discuss about more on this actually. Okay.
Venkat, one question, sorry. And can you show the calculator field again, please? I'm just taking a note of it. Venkat, what is ATTR attribute like
Okay.
that? It
Just
aggregates for sure, but is that like used in SQL too?
okay, let me tell you. So it is a HDR function which is a specific to the tool only. In Power BI, in Tableau, I can see HDR function. In the Power BI, you may see different function. In SQL, you may see different function. So HDR is a function specific to a tool actually. So in this calculation, to aggregate the measures are numeric, right? So to aggregate the measures, I can use some function. But if you use the same function for the region, right, where the region is a text field actually, we cannot do the summation we cannot aggregate the text fields using some function.
Right.
Because of that reason, if we want to aggregate the dimensions right, then we have to go for ATTR function. So within the same calculation, when you are using the sum function for sales, and you can't use the same sum function for the dimensions, right? Because of that reason, if you want to aggregate dimensions, right, then go for ATTR function, which will aggregate the dimensions. Okay, okay, this is for today. Just give me a second.